If you could choose how you will die, how will you die? I choose my grandpa's death, slipping away quietly in my sleep after meeting my goals of making it to my 95th birthday bash and meeting my 2 newest great-grandchildren, with a last meal of homemade beef stew and a nightcap of really good scotch. Skydiving. If I ever get a terminal illness, that's how I want to go out. Just staring into the sky until the end. The thing is, I want to fake my death a week before. That way, I can time my landing to be at my funeral. It might take some practice, but might be able to land right in the grave as everyone is standing around. Edit. I just got a helpful award. I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds like somebody wants to do this. I strongly suggest reconsidering, or live streaming. I thought this was ducked up until I saw that you wanted to land inside the grave, therefore not bloodying anyone's suit or dress. Quite selfless of you. I forgot to mention the grave would have a trampoline. And there's the payoff. Don't listen to him. If he skydived into a trampoline, he'd just bounce back up into the plane. Thus, making his whole story irrelevant to this thread. He's a fraud and you're all giving him awards for it. When Uncle Charlie slipped away, or rather, hit the floor, we all already knew that day. He died the week before. We'd gathered round his grave a while to weep and mourn and frown, and shared a sad, lamenting smile, while Charlie hurtled down. He'd picked the spot and dropped between his 6-foot plot with skill. And landed on a trampoline. They say he's bouncing still. Sprog. I'd like a Sprog poem on my headstone. Do the fake death skydive trampoline thing, and I'll personally make sure the matching Sprog is on your headstone and pay for it. All I'm going to need is an invitation to the funeral. Being given an orgasm so powerful my soul leaves my body. I too, pick snoo. You'd go down a legend and once a month on Reddit someone will post your epic story to Rinteresting Gostok. Tifu by coming to death. My lifeless corpse collapsed onto my wife, suffocating her. Ida? Duh. Your wife was clearly using suffocation as a smokescreen to hide the affair she's been having. Get divorced from that bitch immediately. Every relationship advice sub on Reddit. In my sleep when I'm 100. Hopefully having lived a good life. In a warm place with a pretty view and someone holding my hand as I go edit. Thank you all for the upvotes and awards. This comment has a lot of meaning for me. Someone very important to me made a choice to leave while he was alone in a cold and dark place. I don't wish that on anyone. So I wanted to take this moment during one of my most upvoted Reddit comments to remind everyone that there is nothing wrong with needing help sometimes, and please be kind to yourself. This reminds me of that scene from The Good Place. Dude, don't mention The Good Place. I'm too busy today to spend an hour crying. Yeah, what the fork? Picture a wave. In the ocean. I want to be hunted, you gotta earn my death. Just be aware I'm a terrible shot and you'll be bleeding out in the jungle from a lower leg wound for a few days. Sepsis. The main ingredient of Pepsi. Wingsuiting, high on morphine, with no parachute. A glorious glide into death. Edit, guess this was a popular answer, haha, for all those saying I could do this, that's the plan. Just when I'm old and on my way out anyways. With a t-shirt that Dave splat. What did you day? I dayed the shirt should day splat. Both my parents died in 2021. Dad went first. He was transported to a hospice house, a beautiful place in a beautiful forested setting where he was kept comfortable and attended by skilled RNs and a caring doctor until he passed in his sleep. A few months later, my mother went to the same place and died in a room across the hall from where Dad had passed. She too was kept comfortable and drifted away in her sleep. I can only hope that I will have similar circumstances. Both deaths were beautiful in their own way, peaceful and loving. And everyone needs to understand that these hospice houses are covered by Medicare in full if the person is going to die there. There's no charge to spend your final days in these caring places. Is there like a time limit on how soon you have to die? I'm not looking for hospice per se, it's just the housing market is really harsh RN and I'm already on Medicaid, so can I stick around for like 70 years? We can call it a miracle if it will help. Respite care is limited to 5 days, so yes, There is a time limit unless while you're there they come to the perception that you're going to die soon. My mother went in as a respite patient, but once they examined her they said, she has somewhere between 5 and 14 days to live. They changed her status from respite to EOL, end of life. 5 days of respite, non-EOL, care is all that Medicare will pay for. After that it's $375 a day at this particular place. Normally people don't go there unless the end is near. My dad's passing was strange that way. The hospice was beautiful, and he had his rally the day he arrived, which was a kindness. He was an artist in life, and the hospice was modeled after a little village, with random paintings and frescoes everywhere. We wheeled him around so he could see all the paintings, and one of the last coherent things he ever said was, I kinda like it here. After he slipped into a coma, he hung around for almost 3 weeks. The folks that run the hospice remain on my list of people to whom I owe a round of drinks. Sounds like a beautiful and appropriate setting for your dad. My condolences for your loss. Eaten by time-traveling space lizards, after first having my consciousness uploaded into their ship's computer for future holographic appearances on their homeworld. Oddly specific. Well, just in case they were logged on and saw the comment, so they'd not make too hasty a meal of me. Riding a shark, with 250 pounds of dynamite strapped to my chest, into the mouth of an active volcano. All that was ever retrieved was a pile of singed chest hair. I wish I randomly explode in blood and guts while on live TV. It becomes #1 viral video of all times and no one ever figures out why and how Nipple Thief exploded. I become a legend. One of the world's greatest mysteries, forever unsolved. The exploding nipple thief. Edit, Jesus H. Christ, this exploded. Pun intended. Dematerializing out of existence. I don't feel too good, Mr. Stark. Nude and of nitrogen asphyxiation. You're born naked, you die naked. You don't die naked. You do if you plan it right. Crushed between the thickest of thighs, naturally. I don't get to choose. Everyone in my family dies of cancer. Every single one. So, do I get to choose my cancer? It's like Pokemon. After you choose your cancer, the other cancer patient next door challenges you to a cancer battle. I have stage 4 cancer and I laugh so hard at this. Thanks for making me smile. BTW, cancer, so I choose you, Poopachu. Edit, thanks so much everyone for the awards and well wishes. My current treatment, Fofree, is effective, 40% cancer cell shrinkage, but I have fatigue and nausea, vomiting, and feel crappy for about 4 days after the infusion. The infusion is every 2 weeks. Poopa poopa, I guess glad one of my unfunny jokes made you smile. Death by snoo snoo. It's actually quite common in real life, usually with elderly people who have heart conditions. You just made me imagine something that I will never forget. Wait until the rigor mortis sets in. That's round 2. In my bed, at the age of 80 with a belly full of wine and a woman's mouth around my cock. I prefer the blooper in my bed, at the age of 80 with a belly full of wine and a woman's cock in my mouth. To each their own. Quietly in my sleep like my grandpa. Not screaming in terror like the passengers in his car. Nuclear explosion. It's instantaneous and you are vaporized before your nervous system even has time to react. Sounds like a great way to go if you're lucky. Not so great for everyone else though. I'm going selfish yet selfless, hear me out. I'm 115 years old, expecting to pass away in 20 minutes, happy life, able to say goodbye to everyone. All of a sudden, a grenade rolls into the room. I jump on it, heroic as shit, save everyone in the room. You're not going to be doing any jumping at 115. You said I could choose.